Sign wide receiver Hollywood Brown to a 1 year, $8 million deal. I think this is good for Philadelphia. Adding Hollywood Brown at that position. He is a good wide receiver you would want on your depth chart. They lost Jahan Dotson. Hollywood Brown's not an outstanding wide receiver, but he is a decent receiver you would want on your team to catch balls. This past year he spent 2 years in Kansas City. 2024 was injured. This past year had 5 touchdowns. He was a reliable weapon for Patrick Mahomes this past year before he went down. But Hollywood Brown has joined this offense with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and quarterback Jalen Hurts, and he's gonna get something done there in Philadelphia. Um, but the real next question is everybody's wondering about AJ Brown. They're adding these people at wide receiver after losing guys, but AJ Brown, is he going to be traded or what's going to happen? I think AJ Brown is 100% going to get traded by June 1st. Maybe not 100%, but maybe 85%. But, a bunch of teams have been called about AJ Brown. And, what AJ Brown done to Nick Sirianni, cussing in his face and posting and saying stuff about Philadelphia. I wouldn't. If I was a GM, Howard Roseman, I wouldn't put up with it. I would move on from him. But it's we'll see what happens in Philadelphia. But yeah, Eagles sign Hollywood Brown.